So for me, integrity is our first value, and it's the cornerstone that everything else gets built upon. I think from an integrity perspective, it's important to have personal integrity and also to have professional integrity. Without that, you're going to lose your way very quickly. I think with regard to the values themselves, they are the building blocks of everything we do. My own perspective on that is that often in life, whether you're offshore or onshore, you might find yourself in a challenging situation where you're not quite sure what to do, and the temptation may be to lift the phone or go and seek advice or help. That's fine, no issue with folks doing that at all, that's what we expect. But the point I would make is that often when you're in that dilemma, and it may be individually or as part of a crew, if you reflect on our values, you will often find the answer you're looking for. And think about, from my perspective, Pete Wilson's going to be right here beside me, Gianluca, Anton, because they're very clear on their expectations of the values and how we should use them. Recently we had a rig move that was due to take place, and we were changing contracts. And the company that we were leaving decided to cancel the helicopter contract a little bit prematurely, because they were of the opinion that we would move the rig within 2 to 3 days. It was a bad spell of weather came through, and the helicopter contract was now cancelled. And their philosophy was that we would move the rig, which was a 10-day rig move from the southern North Sea round to the East Irish Sea, which includes going around the British Isles down the English Channel. Their intention was that we would move the rig with a couple of crews on board that were coming to the end of their 3-week hitch. And we would move the rig round to the East Irish Sea, and when we got round there, the onus would be on the new company to provide the crew change helicopters. For us, that was never going to work, because under the value of respect, we have to respect our crews, and they were getting to a point where they were very near to go home, and to hold them on the rig for another 10 or 12 days would be inappropriate. It would not be the right thing to do, because very quickly you then start to impact other values around the safety and around the excellence. So we had to stand our ground and push back with the customer and say we need a couple of helicopters before we move the rig, so that we can do the wholesale crew changes that we need, freshen up the crew, and get the rig ready for this extended field move. The customer actually accepted that, and then within a couple of days came back and thanked us for actually holding their feet to the fire and providing the choppers that we all needed. They had some of their own personnel stuck on the rig as well, so it was a win-win situation for all stakeholders. I think they should be fairly steadfast. I think I wouldn't be against the evolution, whatever that might look like, but when you think of our values, as I said earlier, integrity is what everything is built upon. If you don't have that personal integrity and you don't have that professional integrity, then we're not going to be successful, in my view. I think moving from good to great is the journey that we're on. And our values they underpin that. They're the cornerstone of what we do, and it starts off with that integrity piece. So from that perspective, if you look at what values you might change or what words you may use, I'm not sure that there's a need for change. I think it's almost like the foundation of any house or office block or factory that you build. You need a strong foundation. Irrespective of what the end building may look like, you need to start off with that firm foundation, and our foundation is that value that's called integrity.